We get to adapt. We all are great at adapting. That's why we're still alive. And to somebody's comment about water, drink lots of water. I'm a case of somebody who didn't drink enough water in my life. I'm suffering because of it. Anyways, what do you think is the most important part of a sales process? That's what we're going to talk about tonight and give some examples of it. What do you think is the most important segment of the sales process?
I would say research. We have to start from the very beginning and research.
Okay, research. You have to have mastery of your product, right? That's good. Henry?
Close your customer.
Close appearance is very important. Linda?
I think the emotional connection. You need to understand the emotions of your customer.
Very important. Listening to your customer and understanding them. Wally?
What is the interest? What is good for the customer?
What is your interest? What is good for the customer? Excellent. Saeed?
Closing the sale.
Closing the sale. Very good. Gustavo?
Loyalty.
Loyalty. Very good. David?
Communication.
Communication. Very good. Steve?
I agree with Wally, finding out what the customer really wants.
Very good. Very good. Does anybody know the segments of a sale? What's the first part of the sale?
Introduce yourself.
The opening, getting somebody's favorable attention, right? Just like a speech. What's the second part?
What's the checkbook?
Qualifying.
Right.
Qualifying.
Who's the person you're talking to?
Doing what Steve and Wally talked about, finding out what the person needs. This is the most important part. How can you build trust without finding out what the person's needs are? Can you imagine going into a doctor's office? What's wrong? I have a headache. Okay, well, you need an operation. No exams, no nothing. We had a retail store selling big screen, home audio, home theater. Competed against Best Buy, Circuit City. It was very easy to compete against them. The main reason why is in all these books. There's thousands of books about selling. This book, written by Spencer Johnson, who wrote Who Moved My Speech, or Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Speech? Who Moved My Speech?
Next to the cheese.
The 1-minute salesperson. I invest just a minute when I'm selling to ask myself, am I more concerned with trying to get what I want, or am I really helping others get what they want? So that's part of the qualifying, right? We're trying to build trust. We're trying to find out what the needs are. This book about selling. Most sales books I have a challenge and a problem with. I don't agree with most of the stuff in it. It's trickery. There's lots of all the negative things that we see and hear and experience with salespeople. It's because it's in books like this. But there's always something good in every sales book. This book, The Master Closer, knows that every single yes or positive response he gets from his customers is a step that much closer to getting the sale consummated. That's all part of the qualifying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Making sure they understand whatever it is they're talking about. No Thanks, I'm Just Looking by Harry Friedman. I had a retail store. This man was $5,000 a day to come to my store 20 years ago. I hired him many times. Because my sales training that I role-played and taught my salespeople every single day and spent Saturdays and Sundays for 2 hours teaching them how to be consultants and really care and love their clients they were challenged with. Because when you hire traditional salespeople from so-called this place, and this place, they know it all, they know how to close, and I can close in 5 minutes. Well, they never qualified. They don't care, they didn't really love about it. It was about them getting the sale closed and that's it, boom. We've all experienced it when we've gone into a sale. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Sorry.
So, Harry Friedman says, trust is established through the caring tone of your questions and the empathetic support you give to your customers' answers. Listening and caring and loving your clients. How to Sell with Real Intent by Al Tomzik. This is who taught me how to sell. This man taught President Reagan on his platform delivery as governor, as president. He wrote the book on selling real estate franchises for for Century 21, ERA. He wrote the book for Boeing and Northrop on how to sell jets, the biggest sales on the planet. He taught the world how to sell it. His list was in the hundreds. It was astronomical. So let's talk about qualifying. Qualifying some of the questions that we'd ask. Who's going to be using it? What's its purpose? Who else is going to be using it? So you go into a retail store, who's going to be using the TV? Who else is going to be using it? What's it going to be used for? How often is it going to be used? How long do you want it to last? If it's a school that's going to use it only for a year or something like that, it's going to be used much less. There's a list, depending on the product, that's going to be endless, depending on the product. These are the things that you have to understand. You have to ask yourself, what are those questions that really pertain to what clients' needs are? So the most important segment about selling is the qualifying and trusting. That's how you build your trust.